Stand with America and pay the price. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait. One by one, Washington's closest Gulf allies are burning. And now, Iran has struck the world's oil jugular, Ras Tanura, 7% of global supply in flames. Tehran has a message for every US ally in the region. You are not safe. One of the world's most strategically vital energy sites is at the center of a major escalation, as Iran launched a drone attack on Saudi Aramco's Ras Tanura Refinery, sending shockwaves through global oil markets and deepening fears of a wider regional war. The strike hit the Aramco Ras Tanura Refinery in eastern Saudi Arabia early on March the 2nd, triggering a fire at one of the kingdom's most important oil processing facilities. The fire was described as small and controlled, and there were no reports of casualties from the incident at press time. Saudi authorities said the facility was hit by an Iranian-made Shahed 136 drone. According to the Saudi Arabia Defense Ministry, 2 additional drones targeting the refinery were intercepted and destroyed. The scale of what was targeted cannot be overstated. Ras Tanura handles 550,000 barrels per day, making it a cornerstone of Saudi Arabia's oil infrastructure and one of the world's largest refining and export hubs. The facility handles approximately 6.5 million barrels of crude daily. Nearly 7% of global oil supply flows through this single site. As a precautionary measure, Saudi Aramco temporarily halted operations at the refinery to assess potential damage. Energy markets reacted immediately. Brent crude rose to $80 per barrel, up about 8 to 9% from its previous trading price. A stark signal of how vulnerable global supply chains have become as the conflict in the Middle East intensifies. The Ras Tanura strike is part of a much broader Iranian retaliation campaign. The drone strike added to a wave of Iranian attacks across the Gulf, including strikes on Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Doha, Manama, and Oman's commercial port of Duqm. The strike followed joint US-Israel military operations on 28th of February that killed Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. In response, Iran and allied groups launched attacks targeting US military bases and energy infrastructure across the region. Saudi authorities also summoned Iran's ambassador, Alireza Enayati, to formally protest the strikes. Among the nations targeted, Qatar confirmed it was hit too. Qatar's Ministry of Defense announced that 2 missile attacks struck energy-related sites in the country, with no reported injuries or fatalities. This marks a significant expansion of the conflict's reach.
One targeted a water storage tank belonging to the Mesaieed energy plant, and the other targeted one of the energy facilities in the industrial city of Ras Laffan, affiliated with QatarEnergy. All damages and losses resulting from the attack will be assessed by the relevant authorities, and official statements will be provided later.
Riyadh too wasted no time in responding diplomatically and forcefully.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia expresses its rejection and condemnation in the strongest terms of the blatant and cowardly Iranian attacks. The attacks cannot be justified under any pretext or in any way, and which came despite the knowledge of the Iranian authorities that the kingdom has affirmed that it will not allow its airspace or territory to be used to target Iran.
The attack on Ras Tanura marks what analysts are calling the first Iranian strike on the Gulf's energy infrastructure, a threshold that once crossed raises profound questions about the future stability of global oil supply and the limits of this rapidly expanding conflict. With Qatar now confirming its own facilities were struck, the message from Tehran is unmistakable. No US ally in the Gulf is beyond reach. A United States Air Force F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jet has gone down in Kuwait, with dramatic footage circulating on social media showing the twin-engine aircraft engulfed in flames before plunging into the desert floor. The crash occurred in northern Kuwait, near the Iraqi border, in a sparsely inhabited location close to the Khor Abdullah waterway that divides Iraq and Kuwait. The pilot successfully ejected before the aircraft went down and is reported safe. The cause of the crash has not yet been officially determined, and authorities have released limited details so far. At this stage, neither the US military nor Kuwaiti authorities have issued official statements confirming the cause of the crash, and it is unclear whether the jet suffered a mechanical failure, was struck by fire, or encountered another issue. Investigations are reportedly underway. Unconfirmed reports quoted unnamed US officials suggesting the incident may have been a case of friendly fire, though neither that claim nor the ownership of the jet could be independently verified. Iran has claimed responsibility for bringing down the aircraft, though that claim remains unverified. The F-15's loss, even if tied to friendly fire, underscores the risks of operating in a densely contested airspace with multiple allied and adversarial systems active. In a separate and alarming development also out of Kuwait, the US embassy there has reportedly been struck by an Iranian drone. According to sources in the region, the attack on the US embassy in Kuwait was carried out by a Shahed 136 drone, with geolocation confirmed. Videos circulating online, which could not be independently verified, showed smoke rising from the embassy compound. The US embassy in Kuwait said there is a continuing threat of missile and UAV attacks over the country.
There is a continuing threat of missile and UAV attacks over Kuwait. Do not come to the embassy. Take cover in your residence on the lowest available floor and away from windows. Do not go outside. The US Embassy in Kuwait urges US citizens in Kuwait to shelter in place, review security plans in the event of an attack, and to stay alert in case of additional future attacks.
The attack is part of a broader Iranian retaliatory campaign. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has claimed that 27 US military targets in the Middle East have been struck, and has warned that operations would continue relentlessly until the enemy is decisively defeated. Overnight, the conflict reached European soil, or at least European-linked territory, as Britain's Royal Air Force base at Akrotiri in Cyprus was struck by a suspected Iranian drone. Personnel at the base were informed that a small drone had impacted the airfield and that the base's authorities were responding. There were no casualties as a result of the strike, but minor damage was caused. The drone is said to have been a Shahed 136, a one-way attack drone which has been used regularly by the Russian military for strikes in the Ukraine war. A number of British planes left the base shortly after the blast, including at least 2 fighter jets and 1 support aircraft. The attack marks the first on the base since a 1986 rocket strike by Libyan militants. Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulidis was quick to respond, stressing that his country is not a party to the conflict.
At 12:03 midnight, a Shahed-type drone approached the military installations inside the British base in Akrotiri, causing minor damages. We find ourselves in a region of particular geopolitical instability, with a lot of challenges and problems which is experiencing an unprecedented crisis. I want to be clear, our country is not participating in any way, and does not intend to be part of any military operation. We remain committed to the humanitarian role we have served throughout this time, always as part of the solution and not the problem.
Christodoulidis also said that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer had confirmed to him clearly and unequivocally that Cyprus was not a target, adding that all relevant authorities are fully engaged and monitoring developments closely. Christodoulidis also held calls with the heads of the European Council and the European Commission, as well as the leaders of France, Italy, Lebanon, and Qatar. The Akrotiri base remains British sovereign territory and plays a central role in supporting regional military operations. Tonight, it finds itself on the front line of a rapidly expanding conflict.